Hello, this is Yvonne Calzada. I'm doing my 4-1 video blog on digital identity today. And in describing my digital identity, I must say that compared to most others and a lot of my friends, I am a minimalist. I only use Facebook, texting on my phone, and email. I do have accounts on LinkedIn and Twitter. However, I have never used them. The reason being is that I feel that at the present time, I am just too busy to utilize them. Maybe after I finish college, I will begin to use LinkedIn, and truth be told, I believe that I will only use it for potential employment. How is my digital identity different from my real-world self, and how is it the same? Well, like the French philosopher Michel Foucault said, social media targets the mechanism that makes it tick. For example, he used sharing. Sharing is basic to social media. Sharing content is not just a neutral exchange of information. When we share content on social media services, we do it transparently, visibly, that is, in the presence of a crowd. I believe that he is correct by saying that it is an act of sharing, and it is a performance to an extent. It is a performatic act. So you ask, how is my digital identity different from my real world self, and how is it the same? I would say that my digital identity is different in the sense that I am a very private person, especially on social media, like Facebook. In person, I can be funnier, tell some inappropriate jokes at times with my daily physical friends, and not be too concerned. However, on Facebook, I have to be extremely careful because I am friends with coworkers and family members, some that I am close to and others that I don't really know very well. The reason that I say this is because if I were to say something on Facebook that was inappropriate, I know that they would call my mom and question her about it. Although my mom is 85 years old and I am an adult woman, she still holds some parental fear over me, and it is also called respect. Also, I don't like the idea of allowing my coworkers to know too much about me. At work, I am very professional, and I like to keep it that way. To be very honest, I have informed many of my coworkers that I do not like to friend people from work, and after discussing it with them and giving them my reasons, they seem to respect my reasons, and all seem to be good in that department. There were a few coworkers whose feelings were hurt, but after I explained it to them personally, they seemed to have understood, and eventually everything was fine. I believe that my digital identity is influenced by what I see on the internet, such as how others behave. I am very respectful and caring of others' feelings. I don't like it when I see someone telling all of their dirty laundry on Facebook, and sometimes I'm actually embarrassed for them. I actually have maybe 2 friends that sometimes tell too much, and I want to tell them that they are embarrassing themselves, but I don't want to hurt their feelings and have them get upset with me. I always try to be respectful on Facebook, and all I really put on Facebook are my check-ins. For example, if I go to a restaurant or a Nationals baseball game, or when I used to go to a Redskins game, no need to explain why I don't go anymore, I like to check in. When I have checked in, I often have found and met up with friends, so this is good in a sense that it also helps me connect with others in person. One main thing that I have expressed on Facebook the most is my love for wine. I love to drink wine, learn about it, and discuss what I taste with the aromas. I go to wineries a lot on weekends, and I do like to talk about the wineries I go to and which ones I recommend to others. So this is probably the most expressive that I have been on social media, aka Facebook in my case. I do love technology, mainly because it has afforded me to become better informed with politics, local news, research, and presently school. I mention school because at this time it is the most important thing in shaping my identity, because I would not be finishing my degree soon if I were not able to take courses online. I would have finished a long time ago. However, most of the classes that I needed to graduate were often being given at the local community college or university during working hours. Once I found out that I could get my degree in what I was interested in online, and I was able to find SNHU and start taking the courses I so badly needed to take to obtain my degree. Getting my degree means a lot to me. It gives me a sense of finishing something that I have always wanted to get and have the feeling of acceptance in certain groups that I have always felt that I was not taken so seriously or as seriously as I would want to be taken. I guess that is an insecurity that I have always had in myself. I live in Arlington, Virginia, which is literally 5 minutes outside of Washington, D.C. Anyone who lives in this area knows how tough it is to survive in what we in the area call the Mecca of the world. The competition is unbelievable here. There is always someone right behind you ready to take your job if you don't want it or if you lose it. I kind of want to compare this to the panopticon, I couldn't say it before, effect, because we all feel as if we have some type of awareness of being watched and constantly judged by our physical actions and the material we post online. Like Michael Foucault said, we unconsciously aspire to please and or impress certain crowds, and we constantly select content accordingly, which I must admit I have done on Facebook myself. I like the example that Michael Foucault used when he discussed Audrey, the 16-year-old American student with a sizable social media footprint. I personally would never be so bold as to make up different identities on social media. While reading about Audrey, I must admit that I also didn't care about her flirty style like many of her Facebook friends. I'm not saying that she is wrong. I personally don't care for it. That's all. It is a very dangerous world out there, and even though she lives in the US and she is flirting with men in Italy, it has come out on the news many times how someone has traveled a long distance to meet someone and somehow someone gets hurt. I guess that the more I think about things, I am somewhat guilty of being a performer, or maybe I am confusing it with showing off. I do like to show the finer things in life on Facebook. For example, my husband and I go to Hilton Head numerous times throughout the year because we have a home there and we enjoy sailing. I often post those pictures because they are beautiful, but I often wonder what others must really think. Do they think I'm showing off? Are they jealous? Do they feel any animosity towards me because I live a pretty good lifestyle? Little do they know that I lead a very stressful life with work and school right now. So I guess it is a performance after all. My personal behavior is extremely different when it comes to my being knowledgeable that it is public. I found it to be very interesting reading about Peggy Orenstein, the author of Cinderella Ate My Daughter. She had never tweeted like myself, and she apparently learned to like it, which in her case was wonderful because she used it to promote her book. However, as time went by and she became more familiar with it, she began to use it to express herself. She even mentioned that Twitter became addictive to her and she became a willing participant in her own subjectification. Unlike her, I don't believe that I would feel comfortable telling too much about myself or becoming so opinionated. Maybe that is because I don't like to upset others. I do have a tendency of biting my tongue often. So in public and social media, I guess you could say that I am much more of an introvert. Watching others on social media has had two effects on me. It has made me realize that my digital identity is a private, somewhat boring one in the sense that it is always appropriate. However, when I watch others, the other effect it has on me is that I sometimes wish I could be like others on social media and be more of an extrovert. However, there always seems to be something holding me back. Anyways, I love the saying, never stop sculpting your own statue, as the ancient philosopher Plotinus said. I'm going to tell myself that from now on and try to become more comfortable with myself and grow to enjoy my own digital identity. Maybe I'll even try Twitter sooner than later. Thank you.